Hisanimations Questionnaire. Oh! Okay, so Andier asked, what got you into TF2? Well, for a long time I had Gary's mod and I watched more and more videos about TF2. I was like, oh, I want to play that. And it was free at the time, so I just did. The Great from Bino asked, who is your best friend and why is it Keaton Thrombus Live Jones? My best friend? Oh, it's this guy named Keaton. Me and him, we go way back.
Let's try and do that,
What was the funniest thing you experienced in TF2? No? Okay. That made me gag. The Great from Bino asks, would you rather have unlimited video... Wow. Would you rather have unlimited video games and no bacon, or unlimited video games and unlimited bacon? Unlimited video games and no bacon. I do not like bacon as much as you probably do. Peanut Man asks, what is your inspiration to continue your YouTube career? I want to make videos that entertain people and inform them that you can use Blender instead of SFM. With my ever-growing asset folder of source assets. Blender will finally. Are you a robot wearing a skin suit of a missing Norwegian boy? All right, Mitchell, you can answer this one.
So hisanimations. Norway doesn't exist. All right. First of all, let's get that out of the way first. Norway doesn't exist. Like telekinetic aliens that were like created by like God knows what. Come to Earth, all right. Make this like what was it? Scandinavia? Who the names it Scandinavia? First of all.
Dimmadon asks, what do you think about hashtag SaveTF2? I think it was a huge success. Everyone contributed, and that really paid off because we finally got a response from TF2. What was that? The Great from Bino again asks, would you rather have $1 million Legos or $1 million? $1 million Legos, so I can sell each Lego for 1 cent and then get $1,000 in return, and that's what I call passive income.
$1,000?
10,000.
Oh, I thought it was a 1 million.
We're both bad at math. Shut up.
How many zeros are in a million?
And your ass. Do you have any tips on how to get myself out of a hole precisely 10 feet deep? And do you have any tips on how I can make people stop putting dirt in a 10 feet deep hole I'm in? All right, Mitchell, I'm giving you this again.
Alright, so, hey, I'm Hisnimation.
Peanut Man asks, how did you discover TF2? Through YouTube.
Wanna hear something funny? Peace.
Dimmadon asks, why is your channel name Hisanimations? Well, that's because a long time ago, I wanted to do Gmod animations. I wanted an original name, and that's what my awesome mind came up with. It was Hisanimations, because it's mine. Dimmadon asks, how much time have you spent on Blender? If someone told me, alright, I don't know the exact number of hours, but if someone told me I had spent 4,000 hours, I would completely believe them. Andier, bless you. Andier asks, why is your scout loadout a living manifestation of pure lust? Because that's just what I am. Springnetica asks, how did you get into Blender? I wanted to make a YouTube intro for my Minecraft Let's Play channel. And look at where I am now. Oh, thank you. Andier asks, I can't breathe and I can't move. Any tips on how to get myself out of a 10-foot deep hole covered in dirt? Alright, Mitchell, it's you again.
You see like that Mr. Beast video where he like buries himself alive? Two like nicotine addicts, Chandler and Chris.
Okay. Dimmadon asks, what was your first round in TF2? Was it fun? Was it hard to play TF2? I don't remember, but I remember my first brush with engineers not knowing how to get metal, so I whacked stuff with my wrench that seemed like metal to try to harvest metal, like you would in Fortnite, but like this was in 2015. I'm running out of breath. Any suggestions on my last words / thoughts before my inevitable demise into the great unknown? Have fun! Say hi to my grandma for me. Gregor asks, how are you? I am fine, thank you. Peanut Man, how much time do you spend animating each video on average? I'm not good at concentrating my focus, so a long time. Nice.
I just watched you eat shit.
BM_78G says, first, congrats for 1,000 subscribers. So, do you study animation or computer graphics full time? And if a second question is okay, was there an inspiration to make a TF2 Blender port? I'm in high school, and I think what I do now is just a hobby. No idea if I'll go, like, get an actual career. I have no idea if we do that. What was my inspiration for a TF2 Blender port? Well, okay, every time you import a TF2 model into Blender, it looks like garbage. And so I wanted to fix that, and I wanted to give others the highest quality option they could ever receive. That was my inspiration, is that I'm the best. Bring Nutica asked what got you into porting. Same thing. I'm the best at it. I'm better. Flagellation asks, how did you learn scripting? Did you learn Python before getting into Blender? Or was it something you picked up alongside Blender? Both. I tried learning Python, I gave up on it, and then when I was starting to make the ports, I picked up Python again just for that. And so I learned along with Blender. Cloudcake asks, were you always interested in using Blender? Or did porting items from TF2 pave that path? I was always interested. And I was like really young. I tried making TF2 art in Blender. That was one of the first things I did. Way before I had any idea what I would do in the future. Left Behind Bat. Ask, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Oh, you suck. Sans. Ask, how long did importing every hat and prop take? Oy, like 3 days? Stop. Stop! Don't do that! Azimuth says, I am in your walls, but seriously, what are your PC specs? I want to know. Right now, as of recording, I have a Ryzen 5 2600X with a GTX 1660 Ti and 16 gigabytes of RAM. How long have I played TF2? 7 years, but right now I have 3,018 hours. Official Bongopod and his animations collab when? Soon, probably. Andir asks, ain't you Nathaniel B? Alright.
Okay, so there's...
Shut up!
Stupid Wizard asks, when will my dad come back with the milk? Sorry. Warney asks, why are you so sexy? I was like born like this. Born and raised. Zimadon asks, why you sound like Swagger Sauce? Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I can't do a Swagger Sauce on point. It like has to happen naturally.
Can I answer this one?
No. Hey,
Is
fellas. Hey, fellas. Wabadoo asks, are you buff / have big muscles? I hope that answers your question.
Yes. I didn't hear it.
Blepka asks, what software do you use to animate? What's the process of you making a video? Did you go to school for an animator? Apples or pears? It's really nice to see you grow since I first met you on Twitter. And the obligatory, how are you question. I use Blender to animate, of course, because it's like the best thing ever made. Thank you, Caleb. I vaguely gain ideas for what to do in the video, and then I act upon those ideas. It's not a good one. Did you go to school for an animator? No, I went to school for school. I'm not at college. If I would, I'd probably be taking animation classes, because that'd be fun. Oh, he's using Natasha. He's a piece of garbage. Die. Apples or pears? I hope that clears things up. Really nice to see you grow since you met me Twitter. Thank you. That is nice of you to say. And I am doing just fine. Tazan says, amazing upload as usual. You deserve this 1K and so much more. As for questions, I would like to ask what spurred you to start this channel. And what are your... Oh, hold on. Alright, never mind. What are your plans for the future? Same thing, Gmod animations, because I wanted to do that. My plans for the future are to completely port. Alright, you're not funny. Every source engine asset and map into Blender for everyone to use. Second account... Taz here. How do you do the funny ragdoll in Blender? Violent Randy says, so Blender is just Gmod, but fancy. Am I correct? Yes, you are correct. No! Why does your voice sound so good? And let me out of your basement. No. And I was born with God's voice. What was your inspiration to make YouTube videos? I think I'm good at it. Bongopod says, my pants. How about you? I haven't. Harry Mills asks, how did you come up with your channel name? 14 or 13-year-old me tried to be original, and now I'm sticking with it. Has McPie says, where did you get your initial TF2 SFM Blender inspiration from? I hate Source Filmmaker, that's my inspiration. Edgar Rivera says, my monkey brain found the spilled milk far too funny. I didn't realize that was a question, but thank you. I thought it was a very good bit. Alright. Redbird asks, I'm happy to see this channel grow as fast as it has. But, question, how long have you been using Blender? A long time, probably more than TF2. GibDev asks, question, is it your cat in the profile picture in the Discord? And if so, tell him he looks great. No, he is not my cat. Tomix says yes. Also, how did you do those ragdolls? Can I cut the blender? Maximilian Grulich says, do you have any plans for porting any TF2 maps? And if yes, which maps are you gonna port first? Yes, I do plan on porting every single TF2 map, and I'm probably gonna go from alphabetical order.
Yay!
Autobahn Experience says, Welp me? Please. No. Candy Horns asks, question, do you like... Okay, no, I have to say this. Do you like, the funny, the Dragon's Fury and the Phlogiston from the game called Team Defense Fort 2? Alright, Mitchell, that's yours.
Sorry, what was the question again? I was typing.
Cello asks, how did Blender affect your mental state? Blender scares me. I've wanted to cry several times, but I had to keep going. That was my experience with Blender. Davia says, have you ever, or will you not? Probably. The show asks, do you plan on moving to Source 2? No, because my computer is not good enough. Wyro P. Oh, it's okay. Pyro backwards says, you deserve more. Alright, I'm glad that I'm not the only one who uses Blender for TF2. Will you import Half-Life and the other Valve games into Blender, or just TF2? I really want to import every single Source asset into Blender. Doodle the Noodle says, oh, do you like Marmite in small doses? Because some people spread it like it's jam. And then of course it tastes rank. By the way, congrats on 1,000. No, I never tried Marmite, probably never will. Spacey Boy asks, how do you make your animations look like Gmod videos? Like this one where it uses ragdoll physics. How did you do this? I used rigid body physics in Blender, which is complete crack. Color correction is also a big play. I had to color correct stuff to make it look like Source. Dustloaf says, standard or filming. Nala Akaba says, Q&A question for you. I guess the only question I can ask is, what the dog doing? Why the dog doing? How the dog doing? Alright, Color, do you want to answer that?
A dog died.
No says, in terms of animation, do you prefer Blender or Source Filmmaker? Blender, because Blender is way more versatile and better. The last question for right now, Kingship Deck asks, is it true? Does everybody have a water buffalo? The early 90s CGI cucumber told me so. Where's my water? Where's my water buffalo? Why didn't I get a water buffalo? Hi! Thanks for watching to the end of the video, and a big thank you to all of you who sent out 64 questions. That's quite a lot of questions. The video would not be possible without you. And I think I have time for one more question. It's by Frosticle. When did you start to animate, if you did before the creation of the channel? I think around 2017. 2017, 2018. That's when I first tried to animate my first character. Yeah. Love you all. Bye. And I'm gonna reply to the rest of the comments, so don't be sad. See ya.